Hey love and friends. How are you all doing? I'm Dr. Upside Down, and this is the Upside Realms. Today, we're diving into one of the weirdest and most mysterious questions the human mind has ever faced. Where does our brain go exactly 10 seconds before we die? A hallucination? A memory flash? Or maybe a hidden dimension we've never mapped? So if you're into the strange, the scientific, and the sometimes straight-up scary, make sure to subscribe to the channel, don't forget to hit like, and smash that bell, so you never miss a single episode from this twisted little realm. Let's jump into the video. But stick around till the very end, 'cause your brain's about to explode.
Wait, let's unpack this. Imagine just 10 seconds left. Not time to run, not really time for goodbyes, but just 10 seconds to understand what your brain is doing as it all ends. Kind of intense, right?
It really is. It flips the whole idea of death just being, an off switch. What if something sparks before the darkness?
Exactly. That's what we're diving into today. What's happening in our minds, like right at the very end, is it just lights out? A system failure. Or something else, a final burst.
And, well, the data we actually have, it leans towards something else. It seems the brain doesn't just fade out. There's this surprising surge of activity.
Okay, now this is where it gets really fascinating for me. We're talking about a huge spike. Gamma waves. You've probably heard of brainwaves, right? Alpha, beta, gamma is linked to like really high-level stuff.
That's right. Peak concentration, deep meditation, even really intense dreaming states show lots of gamma activity. So seeing that much gamma right at the moment of death, it makes you wonder what on earth the brain is experiencing.
Yeah, the big question is, where does all that gamma energy go? Or what does it do? If the brain is firing on all cylinders like that, what's the subjective feeling?
Well, one idea is that the brain basically turns inward. As the outside world fades, maybe consciousness just focuses entirely on an internal world.
Like it's putting on one last show. A sort of mental movie, maybe memories flashing by or creating some kind of story.
That's definitely one way to think about it. It fits with how powerful our minds are at creating experiences. Maybe facing the end, it just builds this incredibly vivid final dream.
A dream that feels maybe more real than reality, full of light, people we know, strong emotions. But then you have to ask, right, could it actually be more than just a dream the brain cooks up?
Exactly. What if it's not just random neural firing? What if that surge means consciousness is, detaching, tuning into something else?
Ooh, like the brain is a radio receiver. And as it breaks down, it suddenly picks up a different station. Those 10 seconds become a sort of doorway,
right.
Gateway.
A gateway? Yeah, or a portal. That suggests movement, a transition between states, which then begs the question, what's on the other side? Is it just nothing? Or is there something waiting?
Which leads us to some really, let's say, out there concepts. There are theories, definitely not mainstream yet, but suggesting consciousness isn't just brain chemistry.
Yeah, it's fascinating stuff. The idea that maybe consciousness has a quantum component, that the physical brain isn't the generator, but more like an antenna or a filter for consciousness.
And if that's true, then maybe in those last moments, as the hardware fails, that core consciousness sort of disconnects. It's not tied to the body anymore.
And if it disconnects, perhaps it connects to something bigger. People speculate about this kind of shared awareness, like a collective field that individual minds might rejoin.
Wow, like rivers flowing back to the ocean. A collective field of awareness. That's a lot to take in. So those 10 seconds aren't an end. Maybe they're emerging.
That's one interpretation, yeah. It points to a reality beyond just our physical selves. And if consciousness does have some quantum aspect, the rules over there in that detached state could be totally alien to us.
Imagine that. No light, no dark, no sound, maybe not even time as we perceive it, just awareness.
Yeah.
Pure consciousness.
It certainly makes you think about what those 10 seconds feel like from the inside. If time perception just dissolves, could 10 seconds subjectively last forever?
Yeah, that's a bit unsettling. Being stuck in that in-between place, time stretching out infinitely. That's nightmare fuel, almost.
It really underscores how little we understand about consciousness and time, doesn't it? Our whole sense of time is so tied to our physical brain. What happens when that connection breaks?
And, okay, here's a real curveball for you listening. What if this, right now, our reality, is happening inside someone else's final 10 seconds? Like we're already in that state and just don't know it.
Whoa. Yeah, that kind of nested reality idea, it really messes with your assumptions about what's real, blurs life and death completely.
But maybe Maybe there's another way to look at it too. Perhaps those 10 seconds are the only time we're truly clear, without all the noise and clutter of everyday life. Maybe that's when we're most awake.
That's a more hopeful perspective, definitely. A moment of ultimate clarity, stripping away all the filters, pure awareness.
So we've thrown a lot out there. For you, listening to this deep dive, what do you think? What happens in those final 10 seconds? Is it just fading out? Is it that vivid dream we talked about? Heaven? Something quantum?
Think about what resonates, the science, the speculation, what feels plausible or even just compelling to you.
We'd genuinely love to know. Drop your thoughts in the comments. What's your theory on this ultimate mystery?
Yeah, share your perspective. It all adds to this big conversation about consciousness and, well, the end of life.
And just remember, those 10 seconds, they're coming for everyone. Maybe they're just a blip, or maybe, just maybe, they contain everything. Perhaps we even touch that place every night, in our dreams.
All right, freaky fam, we've reached the end. Hope your brain survived, or at least most of it. If you enjoyed the ride, drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one of them, my little weirdlings. I'm Dr. Upside Down, and this is the Upside Realms. Until next time. I'll be waiting for you in the shadows.